What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I am your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Illness from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You know where to find me at. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media, over 1 million people nowadays, to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, like myself, and then also validate the victims and survivors of this disorder as well. So today's episode is going to be about, the point in your life where you meet a narcissist. Because I see so many videos online that say that, like, when you meet a narcissist, you're at the lowest point of your life. Narcissists only go for vulnerable people. Like, I was in a vulnerable state when they got me. I was at a very, very low point in my life when they got me. I was coming out of a toxic relationship. I had just got fired. Whatever, you know what I mean? But is that the circumstance a lot of times? Yes, like vulnerable, beep, reset, narcissistic, the robot reset, y'all. I am resetting. Yes, vulnerable people make targets for narcissists. Yeah, so if you're vulnerable, that means you're going to be susceptible to a lot of the other stuff that you may not have been if you weren't as vulnerable. Yeah, that's true. But you could be at the top of your life. You could be doing, you could be at a stage of your life when you meet that narcissistic person where you are at the top of your game. You're making the most money you can make. You're making the most money you can possibly make. You're like living the life that you've been wanting to live for a very, very long time. You're in the best shape of your life. Everything's going good. You could be at the peak of your life when you meet a narcissist. You don't have to be vulnerable. You could just be at the peak of your life when you encounter that narcissistic person. And when you encounter that narcissistic person, yeah, because you're at a peak, you might not think that you avoid people like that. I'm at a peak. I'm going to meet other people at their peaks. Sometimes when you're peaking, like not peaking like do some binoculars. I'm talking about when you're peaking, like you're at the top of your mountain peak. You will encounter a narcissistic person that wants to knock you off of that peak. Like I tell this a lot of times. So when you are at the top of your game and you meet a narcissist, that narcissist sees you as competition. You are that narcissistic person. You are competition to them. You are competition to us. So if you're doing better, if you're at the peak of your life, if you're still ascending to your peak and you run into that narcissist, they will try to put a stop to you. They will try to bring you off to that peak. They will try to, quote unquote, knock you off of that high horse or knock you off of that pedestal that they think that you're on. And they'll attack you. They'll give you, like I said, they'll seem like seemingly you be on the same level. Y'all have the same goals, the same dreams, the same aspiration. Like, dang, we have a lot in common. Goodness gracious. I've met my match. I'm peak. Look, you think because you're peaking, P-E-A-K-I-N-G, you think because you're peaking in every other aspect of your life that you might as well be peaking romantically as well. So romantically, you've met somebody, you feel like you met your counterpart. It's like, oh, my soulmate, we both peaking together. Except you've rarely, this is it right here, y'all. You've rarely ever, I don't know if it exists. I don't think, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if there's a mountain with two peaks. You can't have two peaks on a mountain. And that narcissist, with a narcissist, is my way or the highway. They have to be in charge. They have to feel like they're in control of the situation. So they will try to knock you off of your peak. They will literally emotionally, physically, mentally abuse you, lie to you, treat you terribly to knock you off of your game. You're not on that peak anymore. You come tumbling down that mountain as fast as you ascended it. And then you were just like, I gave up so much for you. I quit my job. I changed careers. I changed cities. I slowed my own growth. I quit school when I was about to graduate. I did all this for you. And that narcissist will look you directly into your face and say, I didn't ask you to do that for me. I wouldn't have done that for you. That's stupid of you. You were doing great. You stopped doing that for me. How dumb of that is? How dumb of you was that for you to do that? You know what I mean? And they'll take advantage of you. They will literally destroy. Yeah. They will. I would say, I keep saying they. I use they and we interchangeably, but they will. Like, we will. Like, I'm just telling you, we see you as competition. You're not our significant other. We don't want to peak together. We want to be at the, or if you're peaking, if we're together while you're peaking, then we want credit for that peak you hit. Hey, you wouldn't have hit this peak if it wasn't for me in your life. You wouldn't have made it this far if it wasn't for me in your life. You wouldn't have been doing this much if it wasn't for me in your life. Or if you're already at that peak when you first meet them. They're going to knock you off, y'all. They are. Because not only is like, when you're trauma bonded and addicted to a narcissist, you know it's not only a mental thing. You can have physical symptoms as well. So if you've experienced the physical symptoms of a trauma bond, you might stop eating, you might stop doing work, you might stop working as good, you might stop going to the gym. So your physical fitness struggles, your mental fitness struggles, your financial fitness struggles, everything is struggling because you're dealing with a narcissist. That's why I say, if you are peaking at life in all other aspects, and you're just like, okay, now it's time for me to find my man, or now it's time for me to find my queen, my princess, or now it's time for me to find my person. Like, you go out here and try to find your, you go out here and try to find your person. When you're actively looking, you're going to actively search out a narcissist. Like, this is just how it happens. So if you've gotten to your peak by taking chances, then you will take chances on a person that's throwing up red flags into your face. She's like, that red flag isn't as bright as it. If I was afraid to take chances in life, I wouldn't be where I am today. So you take a chance on this narcissistic person, you end up getting treated terribly. You're gonna get put through the ringer where everything in your life struggles. Every part of your life becomes a hassle. Everything that you've done in life becomes a hassle and is overdone and is cooked. So if you're dealing with narcissistic people, that's why I tell people all the time, like, you have to stay on your truth. You have to stay in your game. Like, if you're peaking in life, be wary, because everybody doesn't want to see you peak. That's why I tell people, when you're asking people for prayers, like, throw some prayers up. Be specific with your prayers, y'all, because some people will pray for your downfall. Don't just ask for prayers. Be specific with your prayers, because some people are praying for your downfall. Oh, that was fire. Oh! More fire! More fire for you! Tell me that wasn't some heat! Ooh! Yes! Yes, Lord! Yes, Lord! Yes, I'm sorry, I get hyped. Y'all know how, if you are OG here, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I get hyped when I say some stuff like that. Because that's why I don't cut the videos, y'all. That's why I don't cut the video. I walked outside on the video yesterday and walked back in here. Like, that's why I don't cut the videos. I want y'all to see that this is authentically me. This is me being me. This is who I am. This is me showing you who I am and letting you take a step into my life and a look into my life. And that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, be specific. That's gonna be a status on my. There's gonna be a status on my Instagram later, y'all. Just see, I'm gonna put it on Twitter and Instagram. Be specific with your prayers, because some people are praying for your downfall. Yeah, you have to, y'all. If you meeting new people, it's just like, okay, it's time for me to go find my person. Take your time. Don't rush. Did you rush your career? Did you rush to get you to a financial peak? Did you rush that? No, you didn't rush those aspects of your life. So take your time with this aspect, because this aspect is just as or more than important. This aspect is just as important or more important than that, because this aspect can take you down the roller coaster and affect all your other ones. You mean? This aspect can be an integral piece into your building up, into your process. You know what I mean? So that's why I say you have to, like, take your time. That's my biggest advice. I always tell people to take your time. It's just like, if everything else is going well in your life, just be prepared, because some things are going to try to knock you off of that mountain. If you think this person is challenging you in not a good way, leave that person alone. Don't be afraid to say no to people, because if you don't have boundaries for people, if you're afraid to say no, you're going to lose everything you worked hard for. You had to rebuild again. How long did it take you to climb that mountain peak in your life? How long did it take you to peak in your life at this point? Because it's going to take you long. It'll take longer the second time around. Because if you could let a narcissist come into your life, get you pregnant, or you get a narcissist pregnant and they ruin your life through co-parenting, or they ruin your life through, trying to parallel parent, or they counter parent you, or they keep the kids from you, or they just put a huge strain on your mental health, then, like, y'all, that right there is not it. That ain't it. I know you want like, why can't I have my cake and eat it too? Why can't all aspects of my life be working good at the same time? You can have it all, but you have to take your time and get that part of your life too. Didn't you, like, to get to the financial peak? Didn't you take your time and weigh your options? Did you make good decisions and say no to certain things? To get to this educational peak, didn't you have to choose a career path? Do you have to pick a certain discipline? You have to be disciplined, y'all. Be disciplined in your romantic choices, or if you're not disciplined in your romantic choices, it's going to take away from everything else. It just will. You know it will. I know it will. That's why I tell people you have to stay empowered and vet people. Take your time, especially if you have this knowledge ahead of you. If you have this knowledge in front of you, first of all, you're already blessed. They have the knowledge of, just you see me, I'm talking about it. You got Dr. Ramana, you got Vacnin, HG Tutor, Cluster B Milkshake, Heather Coleman Voss and Raw Metal. You got so many, Ben Taylor, everybody out here. You got so much information in front of you that you can take your power back and you can prepare. But preparation is just a part of it. You have to prepare and take action. You know what I mean? So anyways, y'all, stay on that peak. Don't let anybody knock you off of your peak. Don't give up your peak for the chance at somebody else that's at a lower peak. You know what I mean? You can more than one person has climbed Everest, y'all. There could be more than one flag planted on that mountain peak, but there could be only one peak. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Be blessed. Like I said, be specific with your prayers. Thank y'all for tuning in. Mental Healness is out. Peace.